very beautiful morning to you this Wednesday. It's Women Voices on Rhythm 94.7 FM. And then we'll go straight to the point. Of course, my name is Atinuke Nukay. And then, well, we wouldn't want to go to trending issues, but we would want to go to a silent trending issue that is mental health. How is your mental health? How well do you know your mental health? That is what we'll be talking about today on Women's Voices. And we have Elizabeth Eno Akan. Elizabeth Eno Akan. How are you doing this morning? She's an activist. She's a writer. Yes, she's one fine writer. She's passionate about sexual reproductive health rights and other related issues. Good morning.
Good morning, Atinuke. Thank you very much for having me here.
All right, okay. So before we delve into mental health proper, we'll go on a quick break. And when we come back, just do not touch that. When we come back, we'll be talking about mental health and all you need to know about your mental health. Please stay tuned.
The story of Niger. My blood is green. Look at the green. Units. And I'm so cold. You can move on. You gotta say you can move on.
Okay, yeah, so that's Elizabeth.
I need to find out. Now me be this. I remember the good old days when I was younger. When women were girls, but now I am older. I looked at the future and I thought it would be brighter. From Niger, the land of our fathers. It's true. Now the land is greater. Where do I start? How do I start to number? Now the food, or is it the water? What do you want when you know get for yonder? Instead of to the wakaba begin the wonder. Even said many a times I wonder. Kini efe, kile walo sokoto. What you can get inside of your shokoto. So take it gently.
I know you just said that you're reminding him.
But there's a problem. Like, well, just that reminder.
Yeah.
The ones I come
Yes, it is.
No need to hurry, no need to worry. No matter the length,
Okay, so if you find this thing, what she drops, you can. Hey, finish fire! Hey!
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
No need to worry. No matter the length, even if not like
Hey, you is real. You can live in night, but you say you feel make a small girl like you. Come on, make you go sit down.
even though I small, I get some experience. Some people, they're not just small. 94/7.
You go make am there by Eunice. All right, okay, so before we went on that quick musical break, we were talking about mental health. It's your favorite dial, Rhythm 94.7 FM Abuja, and of course, I'm with Elizabeth Eno Akan. Okay, for mental health, it includes our emotional being, our psychological and social well-being, and it also affects how we think, how we feel, how we act. It also helps determine how we handle stress and relate to other people. It is very important at every stage of life, from childhood to adulthood. But mental health is really underrated here, I must say. Underrated. If you're going through something, people expect you to man up, even as well. Is it this little thing that you're crying over? And they try to play down on your problem, giving a bigger. It's here in Nigeria. They see, there's one language they use for it. You need to your own are small now.
My problem is
Bigger than yours. Yeah, you know, it's maybe bigger, but I may not have that shock absorber as you do. You understand? So for people dealing with mental health, of course, okay, in your own definition, we'd like to know what mental health is and what people need to know, especially women.
Well, mental health is like the totality of your well-being. Like that's literally what controls how you function in society. Because if mentally you're not at peace, you're not all right, you're not going to be able to function. It's going to be lower productivity. It's going to be spending more money trying to get better. So generally, that's what mental health is. Just the general well-being of a person.
Okay, all right. So for women, I can really speak about this one, authoritatively speak about it. there are times that you will just wake up and you'll be angry
Mm-hmm.
at yourself and with yourself. You
Mood
don't even know
swings.
mood swings. You don't even know how you feel at that day. You can't even place a reason why you're angry. Then there is this time of the month, our time of the month, where you're either anxious for nothing, you're depressed for nothing, you can't even explain how you feel. There are some people who go through pains, some go through irritation. You see that everything around you starts to irritate you
Yes.
and all that. How would you deal with that? How do you think one can deal with that?
I think that when you're dealing with your mental health, you need to know what your triggers are.
Mm.
So what are my triggers? What really stresses me out? How do I practice self care?
Mm.
Sometimes people think that self care is very related to them only.
Mm.
Yes, that's part of self care, but sometimes public service, doing something public, would also be part of self care to yourself.
Mm.
For example, I just have to put this in my recent annoyance with Bolt in Abuja.
Okay.
So self care is giving a Bolt driver what he deserves, not what he's begging you for.
Mm.
You can't be in a 2-star, do you understand?
Yes.
And then rate somebody 5-star because it's accumulating. And what you're telling Bolt is that this driver is good enough, but the driver is not. And then after a while, you see that sometimes Bolt drivers misbehave a lot.
Mm.
And that is when people start to drag Bolt,
Mm.
because I feel like Nigerians would like to drag entities, federal government,
Yes.
Bolt.
Yes.
But meanwhile, you could have taken care of yourself in advance by ensuring that Bolt knows that this driver is not giving a good enough service by giving the person a 1-star and write out why, or a 2-star and write out why. 3 is too much, please. 3 is too much.
Oh, really?
Yes, 3 is too much for this Abuja. Most of them.
I'm sorry you've had to experience those kind of drivers.
So that's part of self-care. Self-care can also be sometimes meditation. You understand? Some people just doing what makes you happy. Some people it could be sitting down and daydreaming. It doesn't have to be something active.
I do that a lot. I build castle in the air almost all the time.
Exactly. So sometimes it makes you happy. Some people it could be by recalling happy moments. Oh, what are your happy times? When did you feel most happy? You think about it and you're smiling. And there's this chemical
dopamine
in your body that is just like wow.
Yes.
And so you feel much better. Some people it is a calling, friends and laughing.
Yes.
So it's as simple as that. And sometimes on the issue of laughing, sometimes if you're working, for example, because work is where we really spend a lot of time. If you're working in an environment that you don't like and it's toxic, it could affect your mental health. I was working for somebody sometime in 2021, and I started to have anxiety. I am not. That was the time that I stopped all WhatsApp notifications. Like I don't get WhatsApp notifications till today. If I don't like to pick her calls, I'm telling you, because there was just that anxiety, and so you understand that, and then when I stopped working there, when you stop working, you're supposed to be anxious. Oh my God, where will my next meal come from? I just felt so relieved.
Yes, you almost celebrated it. It happened to me before.
Exactly.
I threw a mini party, after I left a very toxic job.
Exactly.
Yes.
You understand? So that's also part of self-care, like realizing, okay, what is my trigger? I'm trying to avoid that trigger. Sometimes it might mean leaving a workspace. There was a time they were dragging people on Twitter, and there was this particular person that really stuck for me called Ebun. I don't know what kind of person, what is going on in his mind. He also needs mental therapy. And then the people that are working with him, oh no. When you address people like that, your confidence, like your self-confidence and your career confidence. There's actually something called career confidence, and I didn't really realize it until I was working in a toxic environment, because I started to wonder, you understand? And now, if not that this wasn't my first, place of working, I would have thought that I'm not sure this career is for me. I probably don't have sense.
Okay. All right. There's this particular one you talked about, work environment. Well, first let's throw our phone lines open in case you want to contribute. I'd even like to know what makes you happy. What brings up your mood when you are down? I'm going to mention mine. They are really weird kind of things that bring up my mood. Whenever I'm down, they are the kind of things that I look up to, like going to read the comment section of I just go to social media and just go to comment section. I start reading, and then at times I just sit by the lake, and then just be watching the environment. And of course, listen to music or take a walk. So, in case you have something you do that makes you happy when you are down, share with us. You can send us a message on WhatsApp 0817 8000 0817 8000 You can give us a call on 0901 094 7777. 0901 You talk about workplace. It's not everybody that can take that bold step to leave
it's not
work.
easy at all.
Yes. So
Yes.
how do one cope in a toxic environment, especially when you feel everybody is against you?
Yeah.
Am I not doing the right thing? What do I do? Do you just go and apologize to everybody, please, please? Or what do you do if you're in a toxic environment and you can't leave at that time?
I think that if you're in a workspace and you cannot leave at the time, you should look to other aspects of your life for happiness.
Okay.
Understand? Maybe in your friendships, in your relationships, just look for people that generally make you happy. Because after passing through all that at work, you need someone that when you come back home, the person says, "Hey, how you doing?" And just that show of love reminds you that, oh, I'm worthy, but these people just do not seem to see it. You understand? But if you have a toxic workplace, toxic home environment, I don't know, you're done for.
Okay, so you talked about going home, to get all encouraged and everything.
Yes.
I know you didn't state if it is a brother, sister,
No, it can be,
relationship or anything.
It can be anyone.
Yeah.
So I have a friend.
Okay.
He's not in my home, but recently I was feeling very sad for no reason. I was just very sad, and then I called around like 1 or 2 a.m. I think that's literally the only person I can call at 1 or 2 a.m. and respect proper answers or like to talk to me. And then it really helped my mood because I was laughing. Because I laughed a lot, and when you're laughing, they say that when you laugh you release certain calming hormones. Yes, so that you can all. And then when it comes to laughing, you can also follow like I think comedy for people that like comedy. Some people don't like comedy. Yes, so some people don't like comedy. Just go for the brand of comedy that you like, or just watch, and then as you're laughing you will be relaxing. That's part of it. And then there's also something else, mental illness, mental health, like diagnosis. There are some people that have mental issues, because Nigerians are very extreme in the way they think about things. It's either you are well or you're not well.
Yes.
Yes. Walking.
Yes.
So that, but life is not white and black. Life is actually in many different shades of gray, and you can only look at life based on the circumstances and what is really happening. So for some people, they have been diagnosed. In a country like Nigeria, when someone tells you I've been diagnosed, you need to take it seriously, because people don't really get diagnosed of these things, because people write it off very often.
Yes.
You'd be like, oh, my mental health in shambles. My sister, who knows? Which person mental health?
Thank you. Who
No issue. When I wake up for this Nigeria, my mental health self, you don't stand.
Exactly.
So by doing that, you dismiss the person's concerns. And sometimes maybe people want to really talk to you about something deep, and so they start with an opening line like that. So if you are accommodating, they can open up to you. And when they do that, sometimes it's comforting to them. And then, if you don't have anything to say, you can just say, I'm really sorry you're going through that. But for the mere fact that you're listening and you're not dismissing them, sometimes helps also. You understand? So people, I mean, it's not that I know someone who wanted to just leave the rural area. Like, he just woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm leaving. And I'm like, why are you leaving? All your friends are here. Understand? And I don't know why he went to the hospital, but basically he got diagnosed at the hospital for depression.
Oh.
He wasn't on his bed lying down and saying, "I hope to die soon." He wasn't not eating. He was eating. He was talking to people and all of that, but he was depressed. And although it had some clues, it's not the stereotypical way that depression, people tell you, "I was so depressed, I couldn't stand up, I couldn't, It wasn't that time. It was a functional depression, so people couldn't really understand it, and he was making all those moves. Now, what was he doing? He was trying to get away from people, subconsciously, even without knowing it. So he was alienating others. So now when you alienate others, it's easier to drown in your own sorrows and sadness. And so that's what he was trying to do. And immediately he got that diagnosis, it all made sense, and he started to take medication, and those plans of moving away stopped. He stopped those plans because it was obvious, oh, this is why.
It's true.
So imagine if he didn't get that diagnosis. So people need to get more diagnosis. And in fact, there's a trend on Twitter, something about how I've seen a psychiatrist or a mental therapist in Nigeria is the ghetto. I do not recommend, and people are giving wild stories.
Look at that.
What?
Okay, yeah. You see, that takes me to some suicide stories where you see the person has been functioning well, the person seemed happy,
Yes,
the person, so we always look on the surface.
Exactly.
Like this person has money, this person is this and is well.
The DJ Twitch guy.
Exactly. So now, how do we know when to actually seek medical help? Because we're in a country where if you're not really very, very, very ill, we actually treat ourselves.
Yeah.
The first point of call for us is the pharmacy. In fact, some people will call a friend. Hello, that's which drug, which medication you use that time when you get if you get one, the person will tell you it's so. When you go to the pharmacy, just ask of so, and you get to the pharmacy and you ask. No, the pharmacy looks at you. No, I don't think you have malaria. Okay, no, wait, you have malaria. Let me add so. So it's until the person now breaks down that the person now thinks. In fact, the person does not even really think about going to the clinic or the hospital at that time. It goes back to the pharmacy, ask for another round of medication. So if it does not now work at all, before the person now go to the hospital. So you now can talk about mental health that does not even have any visible signs. So at what point do you think I should just think and say, I think I should go for a mental health checkup? Because we live in denial. Even if people say, this person gets con, or this person looks, we don't want to accept. At what point do you think I should seek medical help?
I think that people need to be more observant of themselves, and to you can lie to others, but always tell yourself the truth. Because when you tell yourself the truth, you're able to live your life in the best possible way. So if you know that you used to be pretty relaxed, but now, for example, like that job, I started to have anxiety. That's not me at all. I do not have anxiety. And so you know that, okay, this is a problem. So you've identified. A lot of people know that something is wrong. You used to be relaxed, now you're snapping at people. Hey. Something is wrong. You used to be outgoing, now you don't want to see outside at all. Something is wrong. You used to be excited about your job, now you're not. Something is wrong. You understand? So these little pointers, it is we who will notice what is wrong with us more easily if we examine ourselves. Aside other people that really watch us very well. Like if you have someone that's known you for a really long time, they could be able to detect your behavioral changes. But for people who are just meeting you, they don't know. They don't know how you used to behave. They don't know if you understand. So we have to be our own
gatekeeper sort of.
Yeah, and caregivers. We have to care for ourselves by noticing that, these days I get more annoyed for things that I shouldn't even be annoyed about. What is causing this? And so there's actually, I think there's an NGO that does that gives free counseling.
Okay, free counseling. Yes. All right. Okay. So also you talked about Workplace. You talked about seeking medical help.
Let me talk about something again. Sorry.
Okay, all right. I hope
So,
that is what I'm
is it
about to.
societal pressures?
No, I was about to talk. Yeah, I was about to talk about societal pressure slash relationship.
Yes. Let
Mm,
me. So there are different kinds of relationship. Let me just start from the beginning.
mm,
Sometimes someone has finished school. You know, you struggle, you pass WAEC or you pass NECO, and then jam is messing you up.
mm,
And some parents just start to, you know, tell like treat the child like, oh, you're worthless. You haven't graduated, so you're worthless.
mm,
You know, you haven't had money. I know someone. I just we graduated like it wasn't up to a year, and then she was telling me that her parents told her that she's not a good child because she hasn't sent them money.
mm,
But this person just graduated. You understand?
mm,
Like, okay, this person just graduated. You understand? So where do you expect this person to get that kind of money? And now you're telling her that she's not a good child
mm,
because she's not giving money. That's pressure. And then I think that people also fail to realize that in our generation, is everything is just that much kind of harder. Like before, you hear that in university they used to give them meal ticket, they used to
mm,
give scholarships in primary school. I'm not sure they still give scholarships to primary school or even secondary school students, really, except you go to like all these high schools. So the point is that it's harder, much harder for us because the allure of education at that time. Oh, when you go to school, hey, I've made
mm,
it. A lot of people are going to school
mm.
currently now. BSc is almost like first school leaving.
Yes, exactly.
You understand? So a
Mm,
lot. So it's that much harder for us. So, but then you look at people telling you, oh, your worth is if you have money. There's this saying, what do you bring to the table?
yeah.
Another pressure on its own. You know, there's this saying. You know, sometimes you talk about men. They tell you, okay, you're a man and you're broke. You don't have value.
Mm,
You know, so it's just a lot of pressures. That's like the family relationship. Then you talk about dating relationships.
mm,
You know, people expect you, okay, as a woman you should be able to do chores and then
mm.
still be robotic enough to go to work, earn money, come back,
Yeah.
you know, do you know
Without
it's
complaining.
exactly.
Mm,
And which is very wrong because I feel like people should hire helps because at some point your body breaking down will affect your mind also breaking down because when you're tired all the time and someone is still demanding more of you, you can get irritated and start to snap at people. You understand?
all
So
right.
those
Okay.
are some of the
Yes. I'm afraid that's much we can take. So we'll go right to our contributors. Of course, we have Wale Oguntokun. Wale Oguntokun is a regular contributor. He's contributing from GRA Ikeja. He says, "Good morning to you and your guest in the studio from the National Economic Downtown, streaming down to the individual's pocket where prices of goods and services have gone beyond their means to non-availability of fuel to buy or its high prices, no electricity. He named a lot of them. There is the wrong notion that only mad people who should see mental health consultants. If you know you can't have a good laugh at yourself when you have issues and plan how to wriggle out of it, you need to seek a medical help or see a mental health consultant. Thank you and have a pleasant day." That's from Wale Oguntopan. We go straight to Eunice. Honestly, nothing beats having peace of mind. If anything, be it a job or relationship, is a threat to your peace of mind, it might be a cue to taking a bow, as it takes a huge toll on one's mental health. Even being constantly stressed out due to too much work and less sleep is enough to affect one's mental health. Meanwhile, as for me, if at any point I feel down mentally, music, food, and good sleep are my go to. That's Eunice. And then we have Patrick from New Caru. Good morning. Mental health is very important. I think more mental health awareness be carried out nationwide. Some women who beat their children so badly to the extent the child bleeds should be taken to the hospital for mental checkup. I think we should talk about that some other time. So that's coming from Patrick.
yes.
We have other messages, but we'll not be able to take them from Yakubu, Sada, and co. All right. That's much we can have for today. Thank you so much,
Thank you too.
Elizabeth,
It was
for
really
coming
nice
on the
to
show.
be
And
here.
yes, I learned quite a lot. And thank you to Marvelous on Radio. Yes, Marvelous Uche Marvelous Phillips. I gave you the original. I'm so sorry. Yes, it's Women Voices. Stay tuned, same time, same station next week. Marvelous Phillips, forgive me. Forgive me. All right, okay. So I am Atinuke Nukay. Stay tuned to Women Voices, same time next week. It's not Marvelous Uche.
Marvelous Uche Phillips.
That
Uche, I like to skip it.
Okay, but I think it's still your name.
Yes.
Okay. Because I know that it's on your mail.
Yes,
that house help issue. God forbid.
Sorry.
People need help.